UFL, welcome to the post-game playoff discussion. The Baltimore Ravens just defeated the Miami Dolphins 14-7 and pretty much took out the Miami Dolphins from any chance of going into the playoffs. That was pretty tough it was a tough pill to swallow for the Miami Dolphins. The Baltimore Ravens now still have a chance. They are in the playoff hunt, and as you can see here, let's take a look at the playoff standings here. The New York Jets are going to make it from the AFC East. The Cleveland Browns, with one game remaining against actually the New York Jets, have a great chance of coming out of the AFC North, and the AFC West have two great teams going at it in Week 17, which will be an interesting thing to follow, interesting storyline to follow, because are they going to rest their players? Are they going to are the Oakland Raiders going to continue with their undefeated streak? So it all depends. They have a chance at history. That one loss there is commissioner error. It has nothing to do with the Oakland Raiders. They actually defeated the Indianapolis Colts and got the W, so they are undefeated. And if they do run the table, they will be the first and only undefeated team in United Football League history. The San Diego Chargers have already clinched, which means that the Oakland Raiders will clinch as well. It just depends on who wins the conference. And in the AFC South, you've got the Jacksonville Jaguars, who also look like they have a great chance of coming out of there. They do play the Baltimore Ravens in Week 17, but it looks like it will be the Jacksonville Jaguars. And the two wild card teams, the San Diego Chargers already own one of them, and it could be either J-Shot or D-Unit. So it depends. It's going to be either the Indianapolis Colts or the Baltimore Ravens. That's going to be very interesting to follow. The Ravens play the Jacksonville Jaguars in the last game of the season, and the Indianapolis Colts have two computer games, one against the San Francisco 49ers and one against, they have two computer games, but not against the 49ers. Let's look at the Indianapolis Colts real quick. The last two games is against the Dallas Cowboys and the Pittsburgh Steelers. And in the NFC, let's see here. In the NFC, we've got Philly's Finest, we've got Cyclone from the Minnesota Vikings, Diesel from the Arizona Cardinals, and Woogie from the Carolina Panthers. I don't want to talk about computer teams possibly making it into the playoffs, so let's look at the other guys, which is the St. Louis Rams and the Green Bay Packers. They control their destiny. They have a chance to sneak into the wild card spots. So that's pretty much, that's what we're looking at, and those are the potential playoff teams. So let's also look at, we can also look real quick now, let's turn the page, and let's look at our league leaders. I'll just look at the top three here, man. Look at Peyton Manning. He was injured all of last season, but J-Shot takes advantage, getting Peyton Manning back into form. And then Cam Newton is always at the top there. So great job by the Carolina Panthers and Woogie. And then we have a computer team followed by, man, look at that, Colt McCoy from the Cleveland Browns. You got to give it up to them feisty Browns. And then the rushing game is Chris Johnson from the Tennessee Titans, Shaquem Simmons from the Jacksonville Jaguars, and another computer team. And is that true? Montrell Gibbons? I did not know that. That's great. Montrell Gibbons is sitting in that fourth spot there. That's pretty impressive, and we were surprised. I didn't know that. We can look at the attempts. 203 attempts for Montrell Gibbons, 222 for Simmons, and 264 for Chris Johnson. So that's pretty good. And receiving, we've got. But let me make a note. Let me just put this out there, guys. That man, the stats have come back to reality, man. They've come back down to earth. That's realistic stats right there. I've got to say that I've been following and monitoring these stats. I'm very, very proud and impressed with the way that we've been able to all take some responsibility and hold each other accountable. And look at the stats. They're coming back down to earth, man. So that's great. That's a great sign for the UFL. Same thing with receiving. They're a little bit more out there, and I think that's because Rayvon Benjamin had that like 300, 400-yard game. So, but aside from that, Reggie Wayne in his old age is doing some great things. Calvin Johnson Jr., of course, and you would expect to see him at the top too, But I think Calvin Johnson gets a lot of heat, but he's only third. Now, granted, on any day, I mean, in the next 2 weeks, he could pop off for like 400, but B2 has a leash on him, because we do want to make sure that even though just because the guy can go for 400 doesn't mean he should. Like I said, we got to hold each other accountable, and B2 has definitely been doing that. That's your top three, and in defense, sacks, man, this guy is nuts. Odell Boudreaux, I mean, look at that, 25 sacks for this dude. That's insane. And this is a computer team. So now Kendall Langford, wow. Honestly, Kendall Langford, I released him. He never did that for me. That's crazy. From the Houston Texans, 11 sacks. So that's somewhat realistic. This one here is just an outstanding season for this guy. I mean, wow. And then 10 interceptions for Skinner. Ed Reed now in the Minnesota Vikings. Look at that, man. Purple and gold. So now it's 9 interceptions, and Jaquan Jarrett, 8 interceptions. That's your top three. And look at that. The Vikings have another Jimmy Smith. Oh, that's big-time defense right there. But that's pretty much it, guys. We just advanced. Today is Monday, so we should advance on Wednesday night. And then we're looking at Week 17. So we could be, honestly, it'll be kind of fun because we could go into the playoffs this weekend. By this weekend, and from there, you guys know how it's going to be. I think that we're going to do it absolutely different this time, the draft and the off season. It could be done, and it could be initiated, started, and completed within 3 days. So please look out for that. Depending on how quickly the playoffs are played, that's going to be this weekend, and then we can focus on the off season and draft beginning possibly Sunday or Monday. I mean, I don't think we can finish the entire playoffs this weekend, and I'm not expecting to do that. But we're looking at Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, depending on how bad you guys want to do it. Right now, we do have a poll in the league. Let me just go there real quick. We can actually look at the poll and find out what we've been doing. Okay, no, we don't want that. We don't want that. Hold on. I think I need to open a tab here. Let me open a tab. There we go. Let's go to the group. And if we push this towards the middle there, you should be able to see it. Let me scroll down and let's find. Here we go. This is basically, I put a post up there, and let me try to maximize it a little bigger for you guys. Whoa. No, we don't want that. There we go. That's what we want. Okay? And basically it was voice your opinion on the status of the league. How should we approach the league after this season? And right now, with 7 votes, and it's tied. This should be the last season until Madden 13 is released, was option number 1, which is in first place. Tied in first place. Continue with the league until Madden 13 is released. So what we have here, unfortunately, is we have the league split. Half of the league believes that this should be the last season, and then the other half believes that we should continue. So I think the best option is somewhere in the middle. I don't want to isolate or those members that believe that this should be the last season. I mean, to kind of continue pushing the league, that wouldn't be the best way to go. So maybe the best option is somewhere in the middle, which is having next season the official last UFL season in Madden 12. So let's keep following that. Let's keep monitoring that. But it looks like we will have another season in the UFL thanks to you guys who voiced your opinion and voted. So that's pretty much going to wrap it up for me. UFL, thanks for tuning in. And I did record it this time for those who actually saw it more than once. I appreciate you. But we can expect more live streams in high definition, more commentary, more videos, and more stuff like this. We can get real creative. So this is something that I can actually do while I'm playing the game. So that would be kind of cool as well, to kind of hear what I'm thinking, why I picked that player, or whatever. We may do that. I may do that. I may not. Or we just keep it with the sound and let the game play, and then have something like this immediately after the game. That would be pretty cool. I think having a post-game interview, something like this, is really cool. And actually, I've been discussing this with Silk and MK 2004. There's a really neat program that allows us to all get into like a conference, in a sense, online. So that would be very interesting as well. So a lot, even though we're heading towards to the end of Madden 12, there's still a lot that we're thinking about, and a lot of cool features that we're planning on releasing. All right, guys, UFL, let's keep doing it, man. Good luck to all teams.